Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 39 of our FTB OceanBlock Let's Play series, where today we are continuing to tier up in Blood Magic and our Incense Altar, making it look all nice and everything. So yeah, let's get started. Welcome back to Oil Drill TheAndrata, where today we are continuing to work with Blood Magic. So, in between episodes here, I went ahead and did a little bit of a decorationing of our blood altar. So if you remember before, I had this sitting, just center island here, and I had the runes down there, and I decided let's build the altar as if it were the highest tier, which is in the book. You can see if we go to our altar here in tier or the blood altar, we can set it up to be tier 4 because tier 5 is not implemented, no content yet. So we set it up to be tier 4. So all I did was, in here you can visualize your stuff. Like if I were to do this, I can visualize, I can place it and everything. And I need to undo that. So I placed it down, and then I put blocks in its place for where everything is going to sit. And I decided to go with basalt because I figured it looks blood magic-y. It's like a blackish coloring, it's kind of dark. And the theming of this idea is you have to walk through the tranquil gardens and recenter your mind as we go through here in order to not succumb to the darkness that is blood magic. Ha 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 hoo. Anyway. So what I did was I set basalt up here. This basalt raw is where runes will go when we tier up. So we're currently tier 1 is just the altar. So we're at tier 2. When we get to tier 3, these are the runes we're going to need. And then tier 4, these are the runes we're going to need all around. And then I also set up the pillars that we're going to need as well, so that we can, have these going. And I realize I should switch these over to the weathered bricks. Do I have any of that? Basalt, weathered bricks. Yes. So if I do this one here, that should weathered brick those up. So that way they, the columns, are going down and they have a different texture because I did these cracked bricks for the areas that, are not going to be the runes. And yeah, I think I kind of like it. And then I just put redstone caps on as a temporary placeholder because what's going to go there is, I believe, like the tau fruit or something like that. It's like bloodstone bricks, if I remember correctly, is what it is now. Not Botania, at Blood Magic. Yeah, large bloodstone bricks. So it's going to be these bloodstone bricks that sit on top. So I figured I'll just go ahead and do redstone because it matches the coloring a little bit. It's a little brighter than what the bloodstone bricks are going to be. But yeah, there is our blood magic altar area. It's basic, it's simple, it's nothing too crazy fancy, but it's better than having it buried into the ground and just having dirt and everything everywhere. At least I think so, and I hope that y'all do too. So I was using my building gadget and all that stuff to get all this building done. We can go ahead and put all this stuff away, and we can continue with blood magic. But before we do so, I do want to show you guys the tower of aqueous accumulators. So there are, I believe this is 16 aqueous accumulators that I had set up. I just set them all going up, and then I put the fluid pipes on them. All of the fluid pipes have a netherite upgrade, so they can transfer at 10 millibuckets every tick. If that does become an issue, if that's not enough water, we do have, we can do mechanical pipes, which I believe can transfer 64 buckets. Yeah, 64 buckets per tick. So we can always switch that up if we need to. We'll see if we end up needing to do that much with our water. We're going to definitely need to upgrade in here to the universal pipes. This pipe here needs to get transferred out because sure, we have this going in at 2, what is that? It's at 2 millibuckets a tick. So it's not really, we have 6 or 10 millibuckets a tick per aqueous accumulator out there, but we're capping ourselves with the 2 here. So eventually, yes, we should upgrade. But I taught the system how to make the upgrades from thermal for this. So we now know how to make on demand the resonant integral components because it's super simple. It just required us to get some enderium, and then which is basically just crushing diamonds and ender pearls, and we got enderium and everything like that. So yeah, we have that going for us, which is nice. And we have a lot of water. And I also taught the system how to make the pipes upgrades. But now that I'm looking at that, the mechanism is going to definitely be the way to go because 64 buckets per tick. So we'll end up swapping all this around. It's going to be a pain to do so. It's a pain to manage the jetpack. And then I had to put on my swimsuit there and then go. So maybe we'll wait until we can get into mechanism armor to do that. We'll see. It does require water to get into the mechanism portion of things. So yeah. Anyway, blood magic, enough stalling. So what we want to do today is continue working on tiering up in Blood Magic. So we're currently sitting at tier 2. We eventually want to get ourselves to tier 4. Though in order to get to tier 4, we do have to go and visit this new dimension that is available. So we're going to get ourselves probably to tier 3 today and start working on setting up our Tranquil thing and then figure out how this portal to, the Blood Magic area works. So let's check things out, okay? So inside of our book, we have a couple different things, and I want to look at, again, the Incense Altar. So the Incense Altar is a multi-block structure that can be used to boost your self-sacrificing at a blood altar. Standing near your Incense Altar will calm your soul based on the area's total tranquility and significantly increases your LP gains. So this is your basic setup. It's a 3x3 square of blocks before the path blocks. We didn't put any blocks. We just have grass. It works fine. You don't have to do this 3x3 platform to start with, but you definitely are going to need to because you're going to have path blocks. So let's actually go ahead and do that. And what kind of block do we want? We want this to be tranquil. So how about like a wood? Is a wood? Like what about we have logs. What about the mineral logs? We can do mineral planks actually. So we need 9 of these. So let's set these up in a 3x3 below here. I love the look at the mineral planks too. So to me, this is tranquil to me, the mineral. Anyway, continuing. While the altar is working, it will emit flame particles from its top and transform your sacrificial knife. Once your knife starts to shine, holding a release, will sacrifice 90 of your % of your health all at once, which we already discussed last episode. Total tranquility in the area, get a bonus to LP. Hovering over it will let you see how much it is. Normally you need a divination sigil or seer sigil to be able to see the total tranquility and everything, but with what is this? This is the 1 probe, I believe. 1 probe has, the ability to see what's inside of the altar without having to do all of that, so we're good to go there. How can you increase it? Why? Increasing the tranquility of the total area. You have to place paths leading out from your incense altar. So the way that it works is you have to start out with certain paths. So you start out with, I believe, if we look at Blood Magic, it should be tiered in through here. So we're going to start out with wooden paths, and then we can go to stone paths, and then worn stone paths, and then obsidian paths. So I don't think the obsidian paths are in the pack or in the mod. That's just 4 of you to make you tiled. Stone requires a magician blood orb, which we actually do have. We could jump straight to stone. What about worn stone? That requires a master. So we could set this up to get wooden paths and stone paths. Now, how many of each can we have? I believe it's 6 of each. A 3 wide set of path blocks, such as the wooden path that extend from the 3 wide in all 4 cardinal directions. Wooden paths only go 3 rings out from the center. Stone paths for up to 5 rings. It is slightly confusing. This is an example setup for a tranquility altar. So it shows the 3x3. This is showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the stone or the wood, and then the stone, and then the worn stone. So maybe we should do 9. Okay, let's see. Do we want to raise this up as the example shows? So it's risen by 1, 2, 3. Do we want to raise this guy up too? Sure, why not? Let's do it. So which means we're just going to literally break and destroy everything we just did. But let's go ahead and raise him up. We can just use, sure, let's just grab a bunch of mineral planks. That's fine. So what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3. And then it was, because it's a 3x3 platform. So it's 1 level, 2 level, and this is the 3rd level. So this is where the altar is going to sit, is like this. So we're just kind of building a 9x9 cube, really, essentially right now. But we're going to hide all this with the paths, right? That may end up being too big of an area for this, but we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and make the wooden paths. And it should be pretty easy to do. Just going to use the oak planks, and we're going to get wooden paths. Did not intend to shift click that, but I did it anyway, so that's okay. So if we ring this around, and then we have to do like this. Okay. Yeah, this structure is going to be massive. We're going to end up needing a bigger than an 11 by 11 here, it seems, if we're going to be able to, if we're going to want to do max tranquility. Even, you know, you may be thinking, oh, but raising it up is taking up space. It's really not, because this is still going to be out by 3. So either way, it's going to take up the same amount of space. It's just increasing the height that we're going to be using for it. And again, one more on this side. Wow, this is a tall structure. I probably didn't need to use all of that mineral plank. I could have used like dirt or something, or it could have even been hollow. It really didn't have to be like this, but it is what it is. But if we go look at our tranquility altar now, or we should have a higher bonus whenever this thing triggers. Yes, sir. You have paths. Get me better. Or can we not? There's a cap. No paths as high as is 20%. Tier 1 is, or tier 2, which is where you can get the wooden paths, that's 60%. So getting stone paths isn't going to help us, because it's determined by the size of your altar. Yeah, but why isn't this going up? Maybe I have to go do this part. Oh, no, give me that. Maybe I need to do that, and then it'll trigger. Hello, sir? You should be tranquil. Or is it not like in the mineral? If it's not like in the mineral, then I just wasted a bunch of blocks. Let's get stone bricks. And let's try... Maybe it has to be hollow, too. We can just vein mine all of that. That's fine. It can be empty. It was really more just for building the structure anyway. Sir. I'm following the suggested guide. Tell me what to do. Yeah, look, it's a 3x3, and then you just have the planks going out, and that is 1, 2, 3 rows, and that is in all 4 cardinal directions. So are we? Is it a cap issue because we're only at tier 2? Though I thought tier 2 we'd be able to get up to 60% on our wooden paths, and this is wooden paths. Let's just go ahead and make the stone paths and lay them out too, and just to see what the heck happens. Stone paths. At this point, now we're just experimenting because I have no idea. So the stone paths would need to be laid out here. Not the right button. And here. We also need like flowers and stuff. So we need to like get other things. Let's see. What does this picture look like? I kind of like this design here. So what does this have? This has like dirt around and then just things planted. So if we were to fill this all in with dirt. What about water? Oh, it has water flowing. Oh my goodness. This is like a complicated design. Just saying. So this has water flowing down and then going into these things, but then no water on the sides. So basically, it looks like it has a water source block here, and it's flowing down, and then, or I'm sorry, a water source block here. I'm trying to follow the guide, guys. Okay. Does that look accurate to how this is? other than the fact that this should have water, and then this would be like water flowing into here, all around here. And this is gonna be fancy once we get this all done. And we can use our water sigil to just go ahead and water source block in here. Bam, check that out. We just raised the ocean. And then here and here, yeah, source block's going to sit, say, here. So if we do this and we do, this is become decorating blood magic with TheAndrata, essentially, is how this episode's turning out. Let's do this there, and that should flow into there. Yeah, that looks nice. And then we could plant plants there. You know, I'm not sure what else you plant, but plants. It would be nice if I could get like the water to be squarular inside of there. What if I put another source block? Do the thing. I don't like that it's like slanted, but whatever. Let's get our osmium hoe, and then we can plant. So what you want to do is you need to plant items, like just various crops. The book does tell you what kind of crops you want to plant. So you want netherrack, dirt, life essence, or waterlog, or lava and water. You also want farmland, potatoes, carrots, wheat, and netherwort. So let's get some potatoes. So we could have this side, you know, variety does make a difference too. So you want to have like potatoes. Let's get some carrots. We can have some wheat. Oh, sorry. I'm like, why isn't this planting? It's seeds that we need. Seeds, and then what else was there? Do I have any beetroot? Oh, you know what? Actually, the book shows leaves, and this looks like soul soil. Is that a thing? No, logs. Let's put a log here. Log. We'll get a spruce log. I'd like that to face a better direction, which means I have to break the water. There we go. And there we go. Look, everything's going to grow nice. How are we doing on our tranquility? Ah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. Tranquility, 1,070, bonus 94%. So now we're making progress here. So what I can do is, I'm not going to make you guys watch me do this all around. So I'll set all this up in between episodes for this. But I can go ahead and just swap out these guys so that we get the stone paths that we need. I kind of like this design that the book has for this. And it's just 2 stone paths, so we'll keep it like that. We'll just do 2 levels of each. It is going to jut out into the ocean a little bit, but I think that's going to be, you know, well, okay, because we really don't have much choice. I don't feel like making this platform bigger just for this, so we can just leave it like this. It'll be fine. Because once we get to the worn stone paths, it'll cover up here. And we'll just have a little bit out in the ocean. So what I can do is I could, you know, once we build out into the ocean, I can surround it with the stone bricks again. But yeah, there we go. So now we have a 94% bonus and tranquility of 1,070. So if we were to go over here, I think our altar is full at the moment. It is. So let's see. What do we need to do? Well, first we need to start working on upgrading our altar. We need more runes, right? We're going to need more blank runes. And I think our quest book is even going to tell us that, hey, go ahead and upgrade to tier 2. You need any kind of stone, which is 8, or I'm sorry, tier 3. We need the 4 glowstone, which we already placed. And then we're going to need 20 total runes, right? So we need, and we used 8. So we need a total of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 20 more. So let's grab some stone. And we need to get 20 blank runes. Now, here's the caveat with getting the 20 blank runes. We are now at a tier 2 altar, which means this thing is able to make tier 2 slates. If we look at slates from Blood Magic, we are now able to make reinforced slates, requires tier 2. And the way to do so is you take a blank slate, put it in here. It costs 2,000 LP to make a reinforced slate. So overall, it costs 3,000 LP to make a reinforced slate, because remember, a blank slate costs 1,000 LP. It makes automating this slightly more challenging because if we leave the blank slate in there, it will automatically turn into the reinforced slate, which if we're just trying to craft the regular slates, we don't necessarily want that to happen. So what are we going to do? Well, for simplicity's sake, for the moment, in order for us to upgrade to tier 3, I'm going to go ahead and just break one of these runes, which is going to downgrade us to a tier 2. I'm going to place this in here, and we're going to throw in our 10 pieces of stone. Let it do its thing. It's going to require, it's going to put them all in there. So we now have, this is a cost of 10,000 LP, so it's going to use all of this. We can even go ahead and, sacrifice to fill it back up just in case, and let this thing run. And that's going to get us 10 of the blank slates. And we can tick accelerate this. I'm going to pop over here. We're going to grab our knife. It's got its shine. So we should now get a bonus of 94%. So almost double the amount that we were going to be getting prior to this. So there's our slates. They are done. And since we're tier 1, it's not going to continue crafting, which is what I wanted. So we're getting 12, or we have 1225 millibuckets in there right now. So which is a little bit over a bucket. If I do the thing, bam, we now got 5,429 buckets. So we got quite a bit more actually. Let's go over here. Let our knife get all shiny and everything. Shing. Pop back. Sacrifice, pop back, and eventually we'll be able to make this even better. A, we're going to get more bonus from our tranquility, and B, we're going to be able to add sacrifice runes and stuff like that, so we get even more per sacrifice here. So we're just going to cap this back out, and we can have this hold up more in its inventory. Do that, and that'll get us the other slates that we're going to need. So there are 10 blank slates. We can go ahead and craft 10 more runes. And we just got to wait for these guys to finish. And we can tick accelerated, of course, because, we want to wait. It's always raining on Oil Rig TheAndrata. Drives me nuts. Okay, so there's that. We can get rid of our hopper. And it'd probably be prudent just to make a bunch of these blank slates for now, and then we can worry about upgrading them in a future date. So let's go ahead and get 9 more of these. I meant to do 9, but whatever, we did the thing. And we can grab our exchanging gadget, and I can say, hey, grab the exchanging gadget for 1. Place that rune back, and then we can doop. That was not correct. I have to fix that now. Yeah, I meant to do it on this tier. So we're gonna do, what is that? Basalt. Give me my runes back here, buddy. And then we're gonna do this again, and now we should be able to do all those. So this should get us to a tier 3 altar. There we go. So now our altar is at tier 3, which means we can actually craft a magician blood orb, but we kind of already did that. Been there, done that. But now we should be able to get more tranquility out of this. We'll be able to bump up to 120% on our tranquility, or our incense altar, for all of our tranquility. Man, this rain drives me nuts. But with tier 3, that now gives us the option to start working on getting other runes. So we definitely want to, because we don't have, like I said, we don't have an easy way to just spam our sacrificial knife. So we're going to want to do other things than I generally do, which is just use this and spam, keep this at 10,000 LP, spam my knife, and then I can just keep refilling it. But we don't have that ability, so we want to go ahead and upgrade our thing. So what do we need to do? Well, let's look at what runes we have. We have runes of sacrifice. Runes of sacrifice, when you do your sacrifice, you get more LP out of it. And it requires just a blank rune, which we're going to take from over here, and then some reinforced slates and some stone. We also have, self-sacrifice is the ones that we're going to want, not sacrifice. The regular sacrifice is like if you were sacrificing mobs and stuff, you'd get more essence out of them. We're also going to want runes of capacity. And acceleration runes make it so that when you are doing stuff in your blood altar, it happens faster. But we have a magical fancy time in a bottle with 120 hours in it, so we're not going to have to worry about that because we're not going to be doing a ton of crafting with blood magic. And then rune of capacity is just buckets with a blank rune. So now we need to work on getting these slates. Now, imbued slates are a tier 3 slate. So what we can do is set up, put slates in here. We have our blank slates. Or no, we ran out of blank slates. So basically what we can do is similar to how we just did, where I broke down this one. I could break this, let the slates upgrade to tier 2 and then upgrade to tier 3. And it's a quick, easy way to make sure you don't have to sit here and monitor your blood altar, especially if you want to bulk craft. Because if we look at our slates, remember it costs 3,000 LP per reinforced slate. 3,000 LP because we have 2,000 here, 1,000 here, which means from our blood altar, we can craft 3 reinforced slates without having to refill our blood altar at a time. And we can demonstrate that by, again, we just break one of these, grab our hopper, and throw these in the... Oh, no, I need that rune back. Thank you. We grab some stone. We'll keep this on us. Let's go ahead and sacrifice. Let's get this thing full again. One more time. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate. Yes. And should be good. Yes, okay, so if we put these 3 in here, we should see them go. They're gonna go to blank slate, so it's gonna cost the 3,000 LP to turn all those into blank slates. And then again, we don't need runes of acceleration because we can just tick accelerate. And then they're gonna convert over to the reinforced slates, and it requires 6,000 LP. 6 plus 3 is 9. We have 10. We're good to go. And they're done. And that is 3 reinforced slates, which means we now have the capability to make 3 runes of self-sacrifice. We just need to grab 3 of the runes. So we can grab from tier 2. Can you replace the tier 2 runes? I don't think you can. I think you have to do the tier 3 runes. Two, 3. So now we can, I'm going to put you over there. So we're going to do 3 runes of self-sacrifice plus a regular blank rune. So before we do this, let's see. Okay, so we currently have 1 bucket of essence in here, right? So if I go over here and we do the sacrifice thing, so we have 1 bucket and we now have 47.95. So that gave us 37.95. If I then activate the blank rune, put this in here, which will get us to tier 3, which will kick on these runes of self-sacrifice. Come on. We're now tier 3. Again, we're at 47.95. If I come over here, let our health recharge, let our saturation recharge. So that was 37.95. And if we sacrifice now, that's 98.09. So how much more did that give us? I got to bust out my calculator for that. So 98.09 minus 47.95. That gave us 4,014 versus what? 37.95. So give us another. It looks like it's about 100 millibuckets or so for each rune of self-sacrifice that you get extra as a bonus for having those ones, which is not insignificant, especially if you were to have a lot of them when you get to tier 4. So we'll probably replace these and get these 5, maybe 10. Is there a limit? I'm going to assume that there is limits, but let's see what they are. Tiers of slates, blood altar. Do we have like runes? Is that a category? Rune of self-sacrifice. Let's look up self-sacrifice. Yes. Oh, each rune gives a bonus of 10%. That makes sense. That's why we're getting 100, because we're getting about 3 buckets. Capacity is 20% per rune. But it really doesn't tell me if we have a cap on how many we can have. It's probably in the blood altar section. So we are currently at tier 3. 8 blood runes are on the altar. Oh, and you can upgrade. The runes in the cardinals can be upgraded, but the corners have to be regular runes until tier 3. So at tier 3, we can upgrade. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Slaughtering villagers for fun, and yeah, that's basically doesn't look like it doesn't say 28 total runes, 20 more than a tier 2, 5 on each side. And this looks like once you're tier 3, you can replace every single rune if you want to, based on this. So yeah, we can get all these. So what I'm going to do in between episodes is craft a bunch of runes. Tier 3 altar or imbued slate, the imbued slate is what it's called, is the same process. It just requires 5,000 LP, 2,000, so that's 7,000 in one. So basically each one of these is going to get us off one imbued slate. So, and those are what give us our rune of capacity. Though remember, the more runes of capacity we have, the more we're going to be able to store in our altar. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and get us, I'll work on getting 10 of the self-sacrifice and then 10 of the imbued all around. And then well, maybe we can get some of those acceleration ones. I don't know. Just make things go faster. What is your cost? You're a demonic slate, so you're tier 4 anyway. Oh, maybe speed runes. That's what we need. I can make the speed runes work. I think we'll do speed runes. And then I'll surround this with speed runes, and then that'll be good. So, and then I'll work on getting our tranquility altar thingy built up here too. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for this episode. And this rain is never ending, is it? If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.